In sentencing Ivan Milat for the murder of the 7 backpackers, Justice David Hunt said it was clear to him that the killer had not acted alone. Now, if the judge is right, then who were Ivan Milat's accomplices? During the trial, Milat's own lawyer maintained that the police had the wrong Milat. Someone else in the family, he said, was the killer. There was victims' gear found at family members' homes, other than Ivan's, and there was evidence that one brother had said he knew where other bodies were to be found and to have spoken about stabbing women. Just prior to the jury's verdict, some members of the Milat family agreed to this quite remarkable interview. Throughout the investigation in the Belanglo forest and then at the trial, it was always suspected that more than one person was involved in the murder of the backpackers. 6 of the backpackers had been killed in pairs, and in varying ways too. And with those who were shot, more than one weapon had been used. Also, bullets had been fired from several directions. Then at the trial, it was Milat's own barrister who pointed the finger at others in the family, including Richard Milat, the man here on the left. With Richard are his brother William and William's wife Carolyn. There can be absolutely no doubt that whoever committed all 8 offences must be within the Milat family or very, very closely associated to it. Can you see that?
No.
Why would your brother's counsel say that blind Freddie can see that and you can't?
I've got no idea. I'm not a lawyer. I've got no idea at all.
Mr. Richard Milat, you'd be aware, I take it, that there's been widespread speculation that 2 men were involved in the murders.
Well, they say anything.
And the 2 men most suspected, one you and the other your brother, Walter.
Well, that's what they say.
What do you say?
Well, so it's got no truth at all.
You didn't do it?
No.
Had nothing to do with it?
Nothing to do with it.
At the trial, Richard Milat was subjected to intense cross-examination about involvement in the murders, as was another brother, Walter. But Walter was not prepared to be interviewed. Now, nobody has suggested that Mr. William Milat was himself involved in the murders, but he and his wife Carolyn provided Ivan with alibis as to his whereabouts on crucial dates. It was at William and Carolyn's home on the New South Wales Southern Tablelands that this interview was recorded.
When this happens to a family, people have no idea how it destroys you inside. We are destroyed. In fact, my entire family, my extended family, we're all destroyed.
If for argument's sake, that he did do it, I could tell you now, I for one, would not support him in the way we've supported him over it. Whoever done this crime should pay the penalty, and I've got no question whatsoever about that.
Well, what would you need to convince you that your brother did it?
He would have to tell us. He would have to use those words, I did it. And then I would believe him. But he has actually said to me, I have not done this, and I believe him. With all my soul, I believe him.
You wouldn't be telling a lie, would you?
No, I'm definitely not telling a lie.
No, not when you take a witness stand and you're told that you must tell the truth. No way in this world.
Would you lie to protect yourself and other members of your family?
Well, what sort of question is that? Would you lie to make $1 on your job?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you lie to protect yourself? Would you lie to protect your job? Would you lie and say that you never cheated on tax? Would you lie and say you never did anything?
I don't cheat on tax.
You don't lie and cheat on anything?
No.
I've got no qualms about it.
About lying?
I wouldn't. I don't say I'm lying to protect anybody.
Ivan Milat was also known as Bill, Bargo Bill, Joe Spanner, Tex and Texas. But to his family, though, he was known simply as Mac.
Let's talk a little bit about Ivan. I mean, you're closer to him in age. Could you tell me about his school days at Patrician Brothers School at Liverpool? Can you remember them?
He's pretty in with it. He's pretty smart. You know, he didn't like school, I know that, but neither did any of us like school very much at the time.
Did you get on well with him?
Mac, yeah, I get on very well with Mac.
Was he a violent man?
No,
Never.
never violent man. Yeah. You know, I don't think any of the brothers are violent people. You know, most of the people that know us as a family there know us for what we've done in the past and the way we've conducted ourselves there. There's other people who don't know us. They're going to see us as black two-headed monsters. And that we're not.
The day Mrs. Carolyn Milat gave evidence, there was much tension in the courtroom and some release out on the streets. Mr. William Milat faces a charge of assault as a result of this incident. Earlier, in his evidence, Mr. Milat had provided Ivan with an alibi as to his whereabouts on Boxing Day 1991, the day the two German backpackers were murdered. According to William, his brother had been with him on that crucial day.
Mr. William Milat, the evidence you gave in the court was as to the whereabouts of your brother Ivan on Boxing Day in 91.
Yes.
You said he was at your mother's place.
Yep. Boxing Day is a family gathering day because Boxing Day used to be Dad's birthday, or his dad's birthday. There, and we would go down there on that day.
So you are 100% sure that he was there on Boxing Day 91?
Oh, definitely 100% sure.
If and when the court finds otherwise, what does that make you?
Well, they're not going to find otherwise because that's where we were on Boxing Day.
Carolyn provided Ivan with an alibi too, in her case as to where Ivan was on the day the two English backpackers were murdered. Carolyn admitted changing the dates in a family photo album, which then implied Ivan was with her on a family camping holiday at Easter 1992. However, in her evidence, she clearly contradicted herself.
Now, Mrs. Carolyn Milat, you said earlier that you wouldn't lie.
That's right.
But didn't you lie to the court?
No, I didn't. And why do you say that?
Well, the evidence at the court was that you changed the photograph, the date beneath the photograph of your brother Ivan at Wombian from Easter 91 to Easter 92 to provide him with an alibi.
No, that is not true. I did not provide him with an alibi. Now, the dates were changed, such a long time ago, I don't remember exactly, and that's exactly what I told the court. I don't remember exactly when I changed those dates. Those dates meant nothing to me.
Were the photos taken in 91 or 92?
Oh, well, I'm not 100% clear.
Well, why did you change it?
Well...
Because it was just a camping photo. That's what it was.
The photos were for us to look at. Have you ever changed the date on a photo?
I don't...
Well, I'm afraid I have.
Yeah.
In fact, I carried around a photo of my children when they were babies, and it wasn't till years later that I looked at the back of the photo and I had wrote my son was 18 months old. There was no way in the world this little baby was 18 months old.
Okay, well, do you think you got it wrong when you changed the photo date?
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
You did?
There was no intent behind my changing...
Well, it just happened to provide an alibi, but anyway, in the aftermath, the alibi doesn't stand up. Is that right?
Well, that's how it looks, doesn't it?
What do you believe of the evidence against your brother-in-law?
Well, I haven't seen all of the evidence. What I have seen, it is circumstantial, and it is pretty horrific.
It touches him, it fingers him, it identifies him.
Unfortunately, yes.
So, Beyond reasonable doubt, he did it?
Oh, no. No way.
No way. 3 separate murder victims and their goods are found at your brother's house, and it doesn't even raise a bit of a suspicion in your mind that maybe he murdered them?
No, it doesn't. As I said to you before, I know this man.
So, Mr. Richard Milat, can you explain for me, please, the property of the murdered women that was found at your place?
I can't explain the property.
Well, then-
I've been set up by the police before.
Okay, well, we'll come to that. But give me your explanation, please, of how come Carolyn Clark, this is the woman that got 10 bullets to the head, her sleeping bag cover, her sleeping mat and her tent were found in your garden shed.
That's only hearsay.
No, it's not hearsay at all, it's the evidence.
Evidence of who?
And the sleeping bag of Joanne Walters, a 22-year-old lass, was found in a cupboard in that same shed. Can you explain, please?
I can't explain it. What do you mean explain? How it got into the cupboard? How it was there?
Yeah.
I can't be sure.
Well,
How?
if you can't be sure, then is it reasonable for the likes of me and others to speculate that maybe you had something to do with it getting there?
Well, I don't know. You
Just
want to
don't
trust
know.
the police?
Well, for a moment I'll trust you if you tell me.
Yeah, well, I can't say.
Or would you accept that it looks a bit sus then?
No, I don't accept that it looks a bit sus.
What, that there's the property of murdered women in your garden shed and you reckon it's not sus?
How many people have identified this stuff?
Well, you want to know how many were murdered?
I know how many people were murdered.
By your family?
By my family, yeah, I'd like to know how many.
Well, on the evidence, or on the word, the say-so of your brother's counsel, 7.
7.
Well,
It's a nice number.
When at Christmas 1993, when you felt the police moving in, you assisted your brother, Ivan, to get some guns out of his house, didn't you?
No, I didn't know the police were moving in. I did not assist him. I just moved some guns with him.
I mean, would you accept it looks just a trifle suspicious?
Well, how suspicious does it look if you think that we did it? I went and moved all them guns with so-called people. That why didn't we take that other bit, what the police found? Why didn't we throw that in the river? Can you explain that? Can you explain that to me at all? Why would we move all this stuff that's got nothing to do with it and leave the stuff that the police say has got something to do with it? Why would we leave that there? Are we just stupid? Am I crazy? Am I mad? Maybe I am. I don't know. I'm not an expert either.
Tell me, why did your work colleague, Desmond Butler, say that you told him, I know who killed the Germans?
I don't know why he said it. But so like he said at court, eventually he said, I did not speak about any of this until we read it in the paper.
He said you did say that, so why is he lying about you?
I don't know why he said anything. I haven't got one clue why he would say that at all.
Right, he did say that.
I don't know.
Well, he did. Take my word for it. He
Yeah.
did say that. Why do you think he lied?
I don't know.
I see. What about your other work colleague, Paul Douglas? Why did he lie? Because he said, you said, there are 2 Germans out there, they haven't found them yet.
I don't know.
Why did he lie again 2 weeks later when he said, you said, there are more bodies out there, they haven't found them all yet?
I don't know.
Did you say that?
I don't know.
You might have said that.
I could have said that.
But it's possible you said it, just to reiterate.
Well, it could be possible. Could be possible people landed on the moon.
Yes. You may have said that.
I may have said anything.
You may have said anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Well, may you have also said stabbing a woman is like cutting a loaf of bread.
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
I've never cut a woman, so how would I know if it's like cutting a loaf of bread?
No, it wasn't cutting a woman, it was stabbing a woman.
Stabbing? I never stabbed a woman either. I never stabbed a man either.
Tell me why you people have agreed to do this interview.
We want to put our point across there that we're victims there and made victims by nothing of our own doing there, and we were pretty well convinced that this is an opportunity to put our point across there, so we can have a fair hearing.
Why did you agree to do the interview, Mr. Milat?
I don't want to say,
Why not?
because that's what I'm like. I don't want to say. I just don't want to say, mate.
Well, Richard, in most part, there, because we'd asked him to do it, because the outcome of this is going to affect Richard greatly, the outcome of this trial.
Too right it is.
There's been threats that he's going to be arrested, and that is what they've told us is going to happen.
Do you reckon you're going inside?
I don't know. I couldn't trust inside for what? I'm not going inside for anything I've did.
Inside for what? Inside for murder.
Yeah, I don't think so. No way, 100% positive that I should go inside for murder. On any reason. I never killed nobody. So why should I go there?
Well, accepting your word, what about going inside as being an accomplice to
I
murder?
still think no way.
You weren't
Why
there.
should I? I weren't there. I'd had nothing to do with it. I never knew anything about it, and I still don't.
And you never will.
And never will.
The Milat family received no payment for that interview. We did, however, pay a freelance filmmaker who arranged the interview for us. Now, we have a contract with this man which we intend to enforce that ensures no money goes to the Milats.
Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.